everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. In today's Pick a Card reading, our topic is your situation and divine timing. This can be any situation that you have on your mind. If you're wondering, when is something going to happen? Is something going to happen? If you're just kind of questioning the timing, that's what we're going to be looking at today. And once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you directly to your reading. If you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Please remember that is the only way to book any of my services with me. If anyone ever reaches out to you, please know that that is not me. All right, and today I have 3 Wheel of Fortune cards from 3 different decks, and that's how you will choose your pile today. So I'm going to start with number 1. You have the Wheel of Fortune card from the Wake Me Up Tarot, and you also have the Moonstone. For pile number 2, you have the Wheel of Fortune card from the Mystic Mondays Tarot. You also have the Chrysocolla. Pile number 3, you have the Wheel of Fortune card from the Sun and Moon Tarot, and you also have the blue Opal. Please take as long as you need choosing your card or cards. It's perfectly fine to choose more than one if you're drawn to more than one, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, pile number 1. You have the Moonstone, and this is your Wheel of Fortune card from the Wake Me Up Tarot. I'm going to put this back in the deck, and we're going to start with your Oracle cards. What can you tell us for pile number 1, please? We're looking at pile number 1's situation and divine timing. What else can you tell us, please? All right, this card has really caught my attention. So you have lightning and disruption, and it's number 41. So I'm getting the feeling that there's something going on with your situation where timing has been delayed, or something like where you thought you had something and then all of a sudden you didn't have it, or you have a piece of it, but the rest of it is missing. And I feel like it's causing a lot of chaos in your life. And you're wondering, you know, when is the storm going to pass, basically? Because what I'm seeing with this card is that you're waiting for something to arrive, especially because you have the plane here. So you're waiting for some sort of movement, but there's some sort of disruption like a storm, and then the plane can't take off. And I feel like it's causing a lot of anxiety. It's causing a lot of fear. And I think that's basically summing up everything that I'm feeling from this card. So let's go ahead and see what else we have for you. Okay, so we have Palm and Destiny, number 18. This is very interesting. There's an interesting dynamic going on here. This disruption is somehow connected to your destiny. So delays are connected to your destiny. And I feel that it has something to do with, well, obviously divine timing, because we're looking at that. But it could be a slight redirection. It could be a slight change in your plan. It could be a delay that was placed there because maybe there was some sort of danger. You know, let's say there's a terrible lightning storm going on at the airport. Therefore, your flight is delayed because there is a safety issue. So there could be something going on with that. However, the important thing to know from these 2 cards is that you're still going to be getting to where you're supposed to be. I feel like these delays are written into the plan for one reason or another. What else can you tell us for pile number 1, please? Pile number 1. What else can you tell us? Okay, do you have 3? Yeah, okay. You know, something else that's catching my attention is the number 18, which corresponds to the moon card in the traditional tarot deck. So I also feel that there's something that you're not quite seeing within the situation, what's going on. And I feel what you're not seeing is the reason for any delays or disruptions. And I do feel that it's, you know, obviously connected to your destiny, but there's some sort of rerouting going on where you're still going to get to where you're, like, your goal is still going to happen, but the way it happens, the manner in which it happens, or the people that it happens with, something is possibly slightly different than you initially planned. So see, okay, so choosing your path and all is possible. That's very, very important, because with just your first 2 cards, I'm not seeing and I'm not feeling anything saying this path is not for you, go somewhere else. I am not seeing that. I'm seeing some sort of delay, or plans that you thought were going to go through have kind of fallen apart, but they've fallen apart just so something better can come together. So this is very, very important. Your goal is still possible. You're still being guided towards your destiny. Ascending the mountain, keep going forward. Do you see what I'm saying? I do not feel like you should give up on this idea, because it's still going to happen for you. It's just a rerouting. You know how sometimes the plane would normally be going at, you know, a certain altitude, but they want to fly above the storm, or they want to go a little bit south or a little bit north or whatever it is, just to, you know, get around the storm. I feel like that's what's happening with you. Keep going forward. Don't give up. Everything is still possible. Breaking trail. Okay, look at that. A breakthrough is at hand. And look at how interesting that is. A breakthrough is at hand, and you have the lightning here, which can also represent a breakthrough. So I feel for you that you're going to have a breakthrough. I feel something's going to happen for you fairly soon. We'll look more into that, but don't give up on this idea. It's still going to happen for you. What else can you tell us for pile number 1? We're looking at pile number 1's situation and divine timing. So we have the 5 of Pentacles. Aw, and look, even the cat is upset. Look at that. Do you see the little cat wondering what's going on? Okay, so your situation, I feel like you're starting to lose hope. You're feeling like whatever this is, whatever your destiny is, you're feeling like perhaps it's not going to happen. And I feel for some of you, you could be relying on your savings right now, and you're feeling like your savings are running out, like you don't have much time left. Now, I feel like you're working on something. If you look at this person's wearing a nice shirt and a tie and nice pants. So it seems like this person is looking for a job, trying to, you know, get something accomplished. So this person's actually actively working toward this goal. And I feel that there's this great sense of feeling tired, feeling restless, starting to feel hopeless. There's even a Band-Aid on this person's forehead. So feeling a little bit like the circumstances in your life have really caused a huge disruption. However, the 5 of Pentacles indicates that there is an option, there is an opportunity that is very close. Wow, okay, so here you have the Death card. So death and rebirth. Look at the butterfly. Look at this person walking away from something and walking into new possibilities. So the death card for me personally can sometimes indicate 6, like, so 3 to 6, right? So 3 days, 3 to 6 days, 3 to 6 weeks, 3 to 6 months, when you can expect some sort of change that's going to happen for you. So keep that in mind as we go forward. But also, what the death card is telling me is don't give up, right? Because I feel that you're going through, especially because you have the butterfly here on the death card, I feel like you're at that in-between stage going from the caterpillar. I feel like you're in the cocoon right now and you're waiting to emerge as the butterfly. So things are changing, things are taking shape for you, but it just hasn't arrived yet. And look at this person walking forward, which is going right toward your destiny here. We have the King of Pentacles. Wow, what a powerful card. What a powerful card, especially given the circumstances that we're seeing here with the Five of Pentacles, with the disruption. And remember, everything up here is saying keep going forward. Look at how successful this King of Pentacles is. This King of Pentacles is comfortable, looking out from the high rise saying, look at what I've accomplished. Look at everything I have accomplished. And there's more to go. It looks like there's plans here on the table. So what the King of Pentacles is telling me is that, yes, it is a climb getting to where you're going. It is taking an extended period of time. And yes, it is slow moving. And yes, it feels painful as you're, climbing that ladder, climbing that mountain. As you're working so hard. Essentially, look how hard this person is working here. See, the King of Pentacles did not get here by just sitting back on the couch and waiting for things to happen, right? This was a lot of hard work. A tremendous amount of energy is going into whatever it is that you're working on. But look at the Five of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, and look at how interesting this is, that they're both in between or on either sides of the death card. Remember, oh my gosh, it just hit me. Remember what I said? You're going from the caterpillar here, the death card, you're basically in the cocoon, and then you're emerging as the King of Pentacles. I mean, this is amazing. This is quite the opposite. The King of Pentacles is like the opposite of the Five of Pentacles. Your dream is still possible. Don't give up. Keep working. It's gonna happen. It's just slow moving. Is this just one? No, it's not. Okay, let's look at this one first. Okay, so here you have the Ten of Swords. And again, I can see it's a very painful process. Look at this. This is actually a road here. And you feel like you have been disrupted. Remember disruption here? You feel like you have been stopped from moving forward. And it's very, very painful, something that should have brought you so much joy and happiness and accomplishment and all of these things. You feel like you've hit the end of the road. You feel like you can't go any further. You feel like your money's running out. You're running out of steam. You're running out of ambition. You're running out of hope. But look right here. Do you see this? This is the sprout of a seed that was planted that is coming out of this teddy bear. The sun's coming up. Number 10 indicates that a cycle is ending and a new cycle is beginning. All over your reading so far, you have signs that something is fairly close to you. Very interesting. What was it? There was something else with this card. Okay, it will come to me. I'll keep that in mind. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. See, again, okay, first of all, you have the King of Pentacles here, you have the Queen of Pentacles here, but again, I see how hard you're working, and I see that this is something that you've put your heart and soul into. You have put like your lifeblood into whatever this is. I feel that you probably took a chance on something. I feel like you followed your heart with something. I feel like this has to do with career possibly, or you may have moved somewhere new, especially with this particular King of Pentacles here. You may have moved somewhere new and things just aren't working out for you yet. And you're wondering, should you just turn around and go back, to where you started? But you have all of the ingredients for success. This Queen of Pentacles it looks like cooking dinner. And look out the window here. Look at these flowers blooming. Your vision is going to come to life. It's just taking a while. The Pentacles are one of the slower suits in the deck. Things take time to develop. However, what you're doing is setting a really, really sturdy foundation for this plan that you have. So things are coming together. You have everything that you need. It's just like a waiting game at this point in time. And then you have the Hangman. Yes, exactly. You're just hanging around waiting for something to happen, hoping it's still going to happen. I feel you've had plans, right? I feel that you drew up a plan. You've been following the plan. You're wondering, do I need to change something? Is something going to happen? Should I give up on this? You're trying to get a perspective on things. What is so interesting to me, look right here. I don't know if you can quite make it out, but that is actually a butterfly on the wall. I really feel like your spirit guides are trying to tell you that change is coming up for you very soon. Don't give up on this. Try to get a different perspective somehow. Try to hang in there, literally, with the Hangman. Because you have the Hangman. Now, something that's interesting about the Hangman, also that I want to point out. After the Hangman, you have the Death card. Do you see what's happening here? You have the Death card right here. You have the butterflies, and a breakthrough is at hand. You have so many signs here that you are in that cocoon phase, this metamorphosis, where you can't rush the process. And yes, that's very, very frustrating, but things are shifting for you. The Star card. Like I said earlier, this is something that is in your heart. This is a dream that you have. And truly, I feel that right now you're thinking, if I give up on this dream or if I don't get this dream, it's going to be devastating. Like the Five of Pentacles. I feel that, you feel like this would follow you for your whole life. And you would be wondering, why didn't this happen? What was going on? Could I have tried harder? All these different things. The Star card is showing me that it's going to happen. The Star card is literally your dreams coming true. There's also a sense of healing that comes with the Star card, especially for you, because this here is healing. Self-doubt is healing. Wondering, just being in limbo is healing. Finances are healing. Believe me, your finances are going to be healing. You have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. The King and Queen want for nothing, and that is going to be you. You just need to have patience. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles is showing me that there's going to be movement fairly soon. And you know what? The Knight of Pentacles, which is showing movement, is below the Death card. And remember, I said for me personally with the Death card, I can get like 3 to 6. So like I said, 3 to 6 days. I mean, it could even be 3 to 6 minutes for some of you. But for the majority, it's going to be a little bit longer than that, right? 3 to 6 days. 3 to 6 weeks, 3 to 6 months. When you start to see things changing, look at how important this particular Knight of Pentacles is for your particular reading. Look at what we have here. The leaves are falling. This could indicate when the seasons change. This could indicate, wherever you're living, when the leaves start to fall off the trees, when it starts to get cooler outside, or just a season changing in general. It doesn't have to be when the leaves start falling off the trees, or when the leaves start to change, because, you know, it can be literal or it can be metaphorical. But yeah, things are changing. There is a change in the air. You know how when it starts to get a little bit cooler, if you're in a climate where you have the seasons changing, and it's still pretty warm outside, but you can feel sometimes at night when it's like, wow, the seasons are changing, I can feel a coolness in the air. That's what I'm feeling with your reading. You can almost feel that change coming upon you. The Magician, yeah, see, okay, there's a couple things going on here. First of all, like I said, this is something that's in your heart. I feel you've been working on this for a while, and I feel like when you started this, you had this great idea of, this is going to be perfect. This is going to work out for me. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to be successful. Some kind of passion that you have for something. Some of you may have started a business. Some of you, like I said earlier, some of you may have moved somewhere and you're starting your life all over, and things just haven't happened yet, and you're wondering, okay, should I just go back home, or what's happening here? Others of you have a skill, a talent, a service, something like that, and you haven't gotten recognition yet, but you will. Whatever it is that you're doing, I feel that you have a very great talent or skill, a great idea, and it just hasn't taken off yet. You either haven't met the right people yet, you haven't been presented with the right opportunity yet. Something like that is going on here, but it's a great idea. Look at the pen. You see the star? It's a great idea, and you actually have the star card here. So that is showing me that not only is this a great idea, but this is also an idea that's going to work to your benefit. You also have everything that you need to accomplish this. So yes, like I said in the beginning, there could be a slight redirection, a slight, movement here or movement there that allows everything to click into place. But when we look at like the basics of what you have to offer this particular situation, you have everything that you need. I'm seeing that here with the Magician card. I'm seeing it here with the Queen of Pentacles, where she is cooking dinner and she has all of the ingredients. She has everything that she needs here. It's just a matter of time. The Queen of Wands. Wow. Okay. First of all, remember I just said that maybe you haven't met the right person. You haven't gotten that recognition yet. So continuing on with that, I feel that there's a perfect place, a perfect time for you, for your idea, for your situation. And this card, this Queen of Wands card, is recognition. Do you see all the phones around this queen? You're getting recognition. And you're feeling, finally, it's finally happening. All that hard work I put into this idea, all that hard work I put into preparing and putting myself out there, I'm finally getting noticed. Finally. It has to do with divine timing. And look at this. Look at how you have the Queen of Wands here. You have the Ten of Swords here. And remember, with the Ten of Swords, this is the end of a very painful situation. Something's coming to an end here. And the sun's coming up. So what's coming to an end is this waiting game. Wondering what's going on. And what's replacing this painful situation is all of this recognition. And I feel that when that happens, you're going to have a spark of, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, so you will have a sense of accomplishment, but you will have a renewed spark in whatever it is that you're working on. You're going to feel like, wow, things are finally coming together. So your passion is going to be reignited, because I feel throughout this whole process, yes, your passion is still there, But some days you're questioning it so much that some days you just want to give up. But that's going to go away. So we have the Five of Wands. Okay. Ooh, I'm hearing a couple different things from this Five of Wands. Okay. So the first thing that I'm hearing here, because it has to do with timing and we're looking at divine timing, what I'm getting here with the Five of Wands is something could happen. So this is how I'm hearing it. Something could happen at the last minute, but how I'm interpreting that is you're at this point with the Ten of Swords where you're saying, I can't go on any longer. I'm just going to have to give up on this idea. And then it happens. And then you have your big breakthrough. I'm also seeing that with the Five of Wands, there's a sense of distractions that are calming down. Distraction. And I'm not saying you're distracted. I'm saying someone else may be distracted from seeing something that you have to offer, or from seeing your talent or your skill, or finding that you're the right person for whatever it is that they're looking for if they're going to hire you for something. I'm seeing that that kind of chaos is starting to clear up for you. Then the spotlight is turned on you. Also, look at how the spotlights are back here. But there's this huge distraction right here. That's what I'm talking about. Someone else who would be noticing what you have to offer is distracted by something. This is also like that disruption that we're seeing here. Okay? This is clearing up for you. This is showing like the Five of Pentacles, the disruption. So this is like the situation. This is why you feel like the Ten of Pentacles here. But this is exactly what's clearing up. And I feel also part of what the Five of Wands is indicating is the back and forth that you're feeling in your mind. Should I keep going forward? Should I keep working on this? Should I give up? What's going on? And that's also being represented here. But this is going to be clearing up for you. The Page of Pentacles. Okay, so with the Page of Pentacles, it's important to know that you've done everything right. So the Page of Pentacles, okay, researches everything. Look at this person is sitting here ready to go with the lemonade stand. You have prepared for everything. You've done the research. You've perfected your craft. Okay, because remember you have the Magician card here. But this person is sitting here just waiting for customers, waiting for someone to notice them. And so I feel like you've been here for a little while, especially because now this person is saying, should I put something on sale? Would that gather attention, or would that garner attention? So you're trying to figure out, do I keep going forward? Do I need to change my plans a little bit? What should I do? The important thing also to notice is that you have the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. This is showing me that your plan is going full circle. So starting off with the idea, right? And then moving forward with the idea. But, here with the Page of Pentacles, you have the idea, you're going forward. Now, what's interesting is that the Knight of Pentacles has the bike, but is not on the bike. And that's what I'm seeing here, where you're in between this metamorphosis. So things are happening, things are shifting for you, and you're absolutely going to get to where you're going. Now, another thing that's interesting about the court cards that you have here, the Page, the Knight, the Queen, the King, and I have to say, I don't know if I've ever seen that happen in a reading. I don't think it's happened ever since I've had my YouTube channel. This is very, very prominent in your reading. This is showing me, especially because it's the Pentacles, this is a slow moving process. but it's going to happen for you. And that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you. And if you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. If you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 2. You have the Chrysocolla, and this is your Wheel of Fortune card from the Mystic Mondays Tarot. I'm going to put this back in the deck, and we're going to start with your Oracle cards. What can you tell us for pile number 2, please? We're looking at pile number 2's situation and divine timing. What is the most important thing that pile number 2 knows? Okay. Let's see what we have. So we have hello again, recycle, recover. It's also number 21. I feel like something's coming back to you. What does that mean? Something's coming back to you. There's something, you're recovering something, but you're also starting something new at the same time. Are you recovering your hope and the idea that something's going to take off for you? Because, okay, I'm getting a few different things here. So you have hello again, which is telling me something that you've been looking for, something that you've been hoping comes to fruition. It's like, hey, I'm here. Here's your dream. You almost gave up on your dream. The other thing, you have recover. So I feel like you're recovering from a period in time where you felt like maybe this wasn't going to happen for you. And also here, this is a bag. So it's kind of like pack your bags because things are about to take off for you. You also have number 21, which is indicating to me, because that corresponds to the World card in the tarot deck, that you're ready to fully step into a new beginning. I feel that there's truly a new beginning at hand for you. I feel it's very close. And I feel that with the bag, Spirit is saying, like, be prepared because you're going to have a shift fairly soon. Firefly and Wonder, number 44. Okay, number 44 is really sticking out to me. So I feel like the universe is going to be acting in mysterious ways. I also feel like some of you have been seeing the number 44 or 444, or maybe 4 itself has some meaning to you. Number 8 could have some meaning to you as well. But I feel that, you know, especially with the firefly lighting up the dark, and then hello again, recover, I feel like you're going to be recovering from this darkness that you're feeling. You're feeling like, maybe I put in all this energy, all this effort into this particular idea, and nothing has happened, and maybe I need to give up on that idea altogether. What I'm getting from Firefly and Wonder is don't give up hope. Keep going. What else can you tell us? Okay, is that 2? Yeah, those 2 wanted to come out. All right, let's see what we have here. View from above, get the big picture. Okay, I feel like things are happening for you. You just can't quite see it yet. And remember when I was talking about pack your bags because something's about to happen? Look at this. You have the hot air balloon, so there's movement that's happening here. I think that you don't have the big picture. You don't have the full picture right now because you're in the dark. You don't know what's taking so long. You don't know what's going on. And I feel that you can't get the whole picture right now. But you will, because you have the firefly who's lighting things up for you. So I feel what this is telling you, is that fairly soon you're going to have some sort of breakthrough. I feel I'm seeing communication. I'm seeing that you're getting a form of communication which is letting you know or giving you the green light to go forward with something. So maybe you've been waiting to hear back from someone and you're like, hey, hello, like I'm over here, where did you go? And you have hello again. So this could be the form of communication that's coming in where you're just waiting to hear back from somebody and it's like, well, okay, I'm just kind of here waiting. I don't know what's going on. So that could be definitely showing that form of communication that's going to change everything for you. Stepping into power, you are strong beyond measure. Okay, so what is interesting about this here, stepping into power, is remember the firefly lighting things up, and then you have the staff here, or whatever this is called, with the light on it, and you're able to move forward. So not only do you have a change coming in where things are shifting for you and you're going to be able to move forward with this vision that you have, you're being guided on your path forward. What else can you tell us for pile number 2, please? Pile number 2 is situation and divine timing. The Hanged Woman, yeah, I feel like this is representing where you are right now. You're just kind of hanging out and you're wondering, how long do I have to sit in this uncomfortable position? Because I feel that at first, hanging like this, it may have been fun, it may have been exciting, it may have been okay, but there comes a point when this becomes unhealthy. You can't stay in this position forever, and I feel like that's where you are right now. You're waiting for something. And what's so interesting is that you have hello again here, and you're just waiting for something. So I feel like you're just waiting for some sort of communication from someone or something. And another thing that's interesting, the Hanged Woman here is number 12, and then you have number 21 here. So it's just the reverse, number 12 and number 21. So this could be very significant for you. I feel that there's something happening for you within 12 months. Now, that, and timing can be tricky, especially when we're dealing with divine timing. The 12 months, this can mean a couple different things depending on your particular situation, especially because we have 12 here and we have 21 here. So what this could mean is that you have been waiting for 12 months already, and therefore you're about to see this shift, okay? Especially because you have number 21 here. Because I feel like you have been waiting for a while for this shift. Now, for others of you, you could have just started on this journey and you're still perfecting things, and there could be 12 months before you're fully immersed into whatever it is that whatever you're doing, right? So it could be that you have certain things to learn. You need to get a different perspective on things. Something like that is going to be taking place over the next 12 months, and then that's when you will see a huge shift. Another thing that's really catching my attention, you have the Hanged Woman here and you have View from Above. Both of these cards are talking about looking at things differently, getting a different perspective. And then you have Recycle. So do you need to change something slightly with your plan? Do you need to go back to the original plan and see if you need to shift something, see if you need to go in a slightly different direction? Because that's also possible here, where looking in a different direction, looking at things from a different perspective could be what it takes for you to get this light on and get this light on and see that missing piece of information that's going on here. The Eight of Pentacles, yeah. So I feel, like I said, I feel that this is something that you've been thinking about or working on, or been working on for a little while now. And what's interesting about this particular card in this deck, and what I just said about you know, with the Hanged Woman, you might need to get a different perspective. Look at these pentacles here. Do you see how they're all different? They're all really beautiful, and this person is very, very talented, but all of these pentacles are offering something different. So I feel like either that's what you're doing right now, where you're trying to figure out what would work for me, how do I need to market myself, or how do I make this plan happen, something like that. Or Spirit is saying, hey, maybe think about changing the colors. Maybe think about doing things a little bit differently, especially because you have recycle. So that's, you know, using something again, but making it slightly different when you use it the second time. So there definitely seems to be a theme developing within your reading about looking at things differently or trying things again, or, you know, getting a different perspective or shifting what it is that you are creating or something like that. All right. Now we have the Strength card. Yeah, so with the Strength card, you definitely will get to where you're going. You have 2 Strength cards. Remember this one, you are strong beyond measure. So what I'm seeing here is that you are resilient. You have what it takes to get through this waiting period. And you are going to see things start to shift and start to come into focus. Also with the Strength card, especially this particular Strength card, look at how focused this cat is. Going forward, nothing is going to shake this cat's focus and direction. And so I feel that's where you are. I feel that you're still very dedicated. You're still trying things out. You're still very, very hopeful that everything's going to work out in your favor. And I feel with the 8 of Pentacles, this could have something to do with work for some of you, or a talent or skill that you have. But just know that things are going to shift for you fairly soon. So stay strong, keep moving forward. Everything's going to make sense for you fairly soon. Yeah, see the Judgment card. This is what I've been talking about. With the Judgment card, you're seeing things from that different perspective that I was talking about here. So we go from the Hanged Woman to the Judgment card, and what was hidden here, what you needed to understand here, also view from above, okay? With the Judgment card, you're understanding it. Everything is making sense here. You have the bigger picture. You understand what it is that needed to click together. Because it seems like there's a missing piece. There's a missing piece of information, missing communication from someone. Someone hasn't stepped into your life who's going to be that missing link, right? Something's going on here that's hasn't quite arrived yet, but it's going to. And so this Judgment card is basically saying, like, this is showing your new beginning. It's starting here. And it's interesting because the Judgment card is right before the World card, which you have right here. So there's definitely things that are shifting, that are taking place. It's just, for one reason or another, this 8 of Pentacles is showing that for one reason or another, things are taking a little while to happen within your particular situation. The 8 of Swords. Yeah, you feel stuck right now. I can definitely see that. You have the Hanged Woman, 8 of Swords. There's a feeling of you're not moving forward. You feel like you don't know what it will take for you to go forward, to create this shift in your life. What do I need to do? And I feel that this is showing that missing piece of information. Something hasn't clicked together yet. You're not really stuck. I feel you're more waiting. You're trying to figure something out. You're trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And that's going to happen, and that's going to allow you to move forward from the 8 of Swords, because you're getting a different perspective. And then once you get that, once everything starts to make sense, things are going to click together, and then you can move forward. The Ace of Cups. Yeah, do you see what I'm talking about? This is your new opportunity here. Okay, this is it right here. So you have the Hanged Woman here, where you're waiting. And you're still working on things. You're still either you're doing this, or Spirit says this is what you need to do to get the information, okay? And then you get that information, like I said, with judgment. It's like, oh, okay, this is what I needed to move forward. Then you're no longer feeling stuck, and then you have this new beginning. Things open up for you. And it could happen kind of out of the blue, where kind of like when you least expect it, everything starts to come together for you, and then you can move forward. So you have the Lover's card. And this is showing me that the sacrifice that you put into things, the sacrifice that we're seeing here with the Hanged Woman, waiting and waiting and waiting for something to happen, that is now coming to an end. And you're now walking on this path of your dream coming true. Do you see here how this is literally a pathway, and it goes this way and it goes that way? What's interesting is that you may need to, remember I said with recycle, there could be something that you need to reevaluate, something you need to fix, something you need to look at from a different perspective and say, okay, this happened, but how do I use the situation to my advantage? How do I make this work for me? And I feel that you've done that here, because I feel like you were on either over here or you were over here. And then as you started coming down the pathway, this situation that was waiting for you, right, which is the divine timing, it was also coming down here. But I feel like it took some sort of reworking, a thought process, or an idea that you had, something like that. It took some sort of reworking, or it took you to get the attention of this particular situation for your paths to cross. So this could be a person, place, or thing. This could be a job. This could be, you know, trying to move somewhere and you thought you would be able to go, but then your plans were put on hold, because there's something going on here where it seems to be slightly different than it was when you originally had this idea. And so if you haven't gotten to that point yet, that could be exactly what needs to happen, is you need to change something slightly. You need to shift something slightly. You need to look in a slightly different direction for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, whatever it is that you're trying to reach. And then approaching it from that different perspective is what gets you going, is what gets you from one point to the other. And that's when things start to happen for you. That's when you start to see your dream coming true. The Sun card, yeah, I literally just said that's when you start to see your dream coming true. And so I feel that what happens is you have a sense of peace, a sense of harmony. You also realize that all of this hard work you put into something is starting to pay off. So with the Sun card, the universe is saying, this is a great idea that you have. You don't want to give up on this idea, but you just need a little redirection. You need to think about things a little bit more. And you're going to win. You're going to be very, very successful. You're going to overcome any challenges that you experience throughout this process. And everything is going to come together for you. The Five of Cups. Ooh, okay. Remember I was talking about a different perspective? You have two cards here that talk about a different perspective. And I'm seeing that here as well. Because if you look at this card this way, okay, there's 2 cups that are face up and 3 cups that are face down. But if you look at it this way, you have 3 cups that are up and 2 cups that are face down. Do you see what I'm saying? There's something going on with your perspective. Also, if we look at it this way, okay, look at it like that, you're in the dark about something, and you have 2 cups that are face up. If you look at it this way, you have the sun, and you have 3 cups that are face up. It's all about perspective. Now, what this is, I'm feeling like something happened. You may have had kind of like a Tower card moment where something seemed to be crashing down around you. And you thought that that was it. Like, okay, this is it. I just need to give up on this idea, or something happened like that. And what that was a redirection. It was to get you to look at things from a different perspective. And the universe saying, okay, look, that happened for a reason, because you're supposed to be looking at things differently. You're supposed to maybe be stripped of something so that you can see other opportunities that were there waiting for you that you normally wouldn't have seen because you were so distracted by this other thing. And especially with the Judgment card here, I mean, I'm seeing so many cards that relate to what I just said. But the Judgment card can sometimes, in certain circumstances, to me personally, be similar to a Tower card moment where something happens within your environment, within your life, where it's like something is shaking you and saying, hey, you know, you're not where you're supposed to be, or you need a wake-up call so that you can realize what your full potential is, okay? And I feel like something like that happened here. So either that was the catalyst to get you to see things differently and to say, like, okay, for instance, let me just give you an example so you'll see what I'm seeing in my mind. Let's say that you had a job and, you know, it was okay. Maybe it wasn't like, you know, your life's goal to be there forever, but you kind of got used to it. So you're going through the motions every day. And then all of a sudden the company says, oh, you know what, we're closing. You're like, wait a minute, what? And then let's say that you get a severance package. And so you're not completely freaking out, like, oh my gosh, I need to get a new job. What am I going to do? I don't have money for food. So you have a little bit of cushion, you have a little bit of savings, something like that, where you can get this different perspective that I'm talking about here with the Hanged Woman and view from above. And you can look at things differently, especially because you have the 8 of Pentacles here. And then that whole situation could have been your wake-up call to say, okay, maybe there's something in my life that I love doing. Maybe I should pursue that while I'm looking for a new job. And then in that process, you realize, oh my gosh, maybe I could make money doing this. Maybe this is my calling in life. And that could be what hello again means in that particular example, because this could be a skill or a talent that you've always had that you never had time for because you were so busy working and just going about life. And with hello again, it's like, hey, hello, this thing that you love doing is right here. Maybe you should pursue this, and this would be the perfect time to do it. So that's how divine timing could be playing a role in your particular situation. And the 5 of Cups here. There's definitely something about getting a different perspective on your situation. And I feel that once you do that, you're going to have this Judgment card moment where it's like, it makes sense. Now I know why that particular thing happened. Now I know why I'm in this particular situation. Now I know why there was a delay. Everything's coming together now. So it's literally just a matter of time. It is going to happen for you. It's just a matter of time. Then we have, here's your Wheel of Fortune card. Yeah, like I said, it is going to happen for you. It's just a matter of time. And also, this is number 10. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is number 10 here. So I do get the impression that things are taking a little bit of time for you because you have 10 here, you have 12 here, you have 21 here, which reminds me of the World card. So yeah, I feel like it is taking some time, And I feel that the divine timing for you is relating to your perspective on something. I feel something's going to click together. You're going to know it when you know it. You know how it's like you'll know it when you see it. It's that same thing. You're going to know it when it hits you. It's going to be undeniable, especially because the Wheel of Fortune is below the Judgment card, where it's like, that's it. That makes sense. Clicks together, and then you start moving forward. But I definitely feel like there's something going on here with a year or less. And that doesn't mean, this is a general reading, so that doesn't mean for every single one of you it's going to be 1 year from whenever you watch this. It could mean that you're already 6 months into this process and you only have 2 months left, or maybe you have 2 weeks left. When we look at 1 year, it's 1 year or less. So that can literally mean that everything happens for you tomorrow. It doesn't mean that it's going to take a whole entire year, especially because of the World card. That is showing me that you have 1 foot in the past and 1 foot in the future. So that is truly showing me that it's not that far off for you. It's kind of up to you as to when you get this perspective, when everything comes together in your mind. But what I'm seeing here is that it's going to happen in 1 year or less. And then we have the Knight of Wands. I feel with the Knight of Wands, with this particular Knight of Wands, this is showing what I've been saying, where it's like, you have that Judgment card moment. It's like, oh my gosh, look at what's been right in front of me this whole time. Because this Knight of Wands almost looks a little bit surprised, or is like, ooh, here's an opportunity that's just come into my life unexpectedly. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to go with it. And it's going to be something that you have so much passion for, something that you've been waiting for. And do you see how this happens right after the Wheel of Fortune? This is showing that new opportunity. It's also below the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords, you feel stuck, but you're really not stuck. You need a different perspective. See, this is another card talking about getting a different perspective on things, seeing things from a different point of view. And once you do that, that's when everything clicks into place. All right, let's see what your last card is. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? The Eight of Wands. This is a very, very quick moving card. Very quick moving card. So, like I said, there's a missing piece going on here. There's a missing piece of information. I feel like it's right there. It's so close to you, and it's getting closer. It's really getting closer. And okay, so there's a couple things with the Eight of Wands. Once it happens, it's going to take off. So you're going from sitting here waiting to stepping into your power, especially because look at how this person has the lantern here. So the lantern is representing that piece of information that you're getting. Same thing with the firefly. And look here, you have the Sun card here. This is showing that information that you're getting in these cards. As soon as you get it, as soon as you have the aha moment of the Judgment card, things take off for you. Things move very, very quickly once that happens. Another thing that happens very quickly is you recover very quickly. Very, very quickly. So the Eight of Wands, to me personally, can sometimes mean 30 days, but it can be up to 2 months. So this is what I'm saying because this is a general reading. Some of you are in different places in this situation watching this reading, but this still fits into that less than 12 months, okay? Something's gonna happen for you within that time frame. Something's gonna click into place. You recover, you're strong enough to get through this period of time, okay? Your dream with the Lovers card is going to happen for you. You have the Sun card, everything is in your favor. You're gonna see that light, okay? And that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 3. You have the blue opal, and this is your Wheel of Fortune card from the Sun and Moon Tarot. So I'm going to put this back in the deck, and we're going to start with your oracle cards. Okay. You know, I feel like that one wants to come out too. What else can you tell us? All right, let's see what we have here. Your cards are ready to go. All right. Ooh, okay. So you have skull endings. It's also number 29. And here it says, I think that's March 20 something. Let me see. Let me get my little, my magnifying glass. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. So it says March and September and then Friday the 11th. That's what it says right here. So March and September, and then Friday and number 11. Okay, so a lot going on here. So this could have something to do with your divine timing, especially if you saw how these cards just kind of fell out of the deck as I was trying to shuffle. So yeah, March or September could have significance for you. Number 11 could have significance for you. So we have skull and endings. I feel like there's something that's coming to an end that is going to usher in this divine timing for you. This can also indicate 6 to 7 months. Okay, something going on, something that will take 6 to 7 months from now or from this point in time. But it can also be within 6 or 7 months. So it could be before, it could be a month from now, it could be 2 weeks from now. So it would be up to 6 or 7 months is kind of what I'm feeling right here, but we'll see what other information we have as we go forward. Now, let's look at your other cards. Okay, so we have Crown, Personal Power, and it's number 28. So what I'm getting here, because you have number 28 and then 29, so I feel like you're getting your personal power back with something that's coming to an end. I feel something is coming to an end to open up a new door for you. And maybe you've already gone through this ending. Maybe you went through this ending and it will be 6 or 7 months from that ending until the time when this divine timing comes into play for your particular situation. It could be that it's happening in March for you. It could be that it's happening in September. This is a timeless reading. So it could be, you know, any number of these things with timing, because this is a general reading. So it's going to vary from person to person. But the important thing with these two cards is that you're making progress. And as you start to shift into your divine timing, you're getting not only your personal power back, but you're winning at something. The crown here in your second card is telling me that you're winning. It's also that an idea that you have, a vision that you have is coming into fruition. Because if you look here, how there's scribbles here and scribbles here, but then in the middle, you have flowers and you have a crown. So I feel that it took a little while for this vision to come into fruition. But once it does, you're going to be on top of your game. You're going to be winning at whatever it is that you have going on here. Then we have traffic cone and caution. This is telling me that you don't want to rush into something just because you had an ending with something. So this is really pointing out that divine timing is at play here with whatever it is that you have going on in your life, and saying for sure, use caution as you proceed forward. You use your personal power to make the correct decisions. Make sure that you research anything that you want to step into, especially with the books here, okay? Because when you have an ending, what comes next? You have a new beginning, right? So you want to make sure that you research everything before jumping into something. So this is showing me, take your time, don't jump into anything. If something doesn't feel right, then it's probably not right. And that is a sign for you to take a pause, reevaluate things before you move forward. And it's also, as I was reaching for your other cards, Spirit was saying to point out that divine timing is at play here, right? That's what we're looking at. And whatever it is that you're waiting for, whatever is meant for you, is not going to pass you up. So I'm seeing that if you have to say no to one opportunity or to one idea, there's going to be another opportunity, another idea that comes in right away after that one that you may have had to say no to because it didn't feel right or something like that. So just definitely listen to your intuition as you go forward. What else can you tell us for pile number 3, please? Okay, pile number 3. Your cards are just jumping out today. Okay, so we have in the flow and everything is smooth sailing. Yeah, and this is exactly why you want to be cautious as you go forward, because you can make the wrong decision as you go forward. You could feel flustered because something came to an end and you're wanting to get into this new beginning, right? You want to get back to this place here where you feel powerful and you feel like you're making progress with something and you're moving forward. Because it can also, it can be very uncomfortable when we're in between things and we want to just, get going with things. So take your time and just know that at the right time, when divine timing arrives, you're going to be moving forward effortlessly. And look at how comfortable this person is. It's snowing, it's cold outside, but this person is comfy and bundled up and being directed. Do you see also this person's not actually driving? They're being directed. So the universe is going to help direct you into the right place at the right time. That's also why you have the lights here. Okay, something that you can't see right now is going to come into picture. See, just like we have here, we have this picture frame. That's what I'm seeing here. And you're going to be rising above any problems that you have. And it's going to be smooth sailing because I'm also seeing that you're rising above the traffic cone. You're rising above any delays, anything that was in your way trying to go forward. So this time of waiting, this is not going to last forever. This is temporary. It's very important that you know that. Any delays, any roadblocks, things like that. I'm seeing someone fixing the road. So things are being repaired, things are taking shape, and things are coming together so that you can then start to move forward. All right, we have rejuvenating rain, clear the past and heal the present. Yeah, there's something going on here because your very first card is endings, and now you have clear the past and heal the present. So it could have something to do, your divine timing could have something to do with you healing from a situation that came to an end, okay? This could be any situation. This could be a relationship coming to an end, a friendship, something with family, a job, moving somewhere, anything coming to an end. And also, I feel that's also why it's important for you that you take your time, that you don't just dive into something because you want to just move away from whatever came to an end. You want to take your time because something needs to be cleared. Something needs to be healed here. You might need to get closure on something. And until you do that, I feel that you might not have the best perspective on things, or you may, get into a situation that's very similar to something that just ended that is not to your highest good at this time. So I do feel like a shift is in the air. You're definitely coming into a time I'm seeing like coming up, there's more productivity, there's more a feeling of comfort, like you feel more comfortable coming up in the future, and something that you're worrying about right now comes to an end. And you're back to yourself. I feel there's something going on right now where I feel that you're not quite 100% yourself. And I feel it's because you're still recovering from something. You're still trying to figure out what happened, what came to an end, why did it come to an end. And so there's, a sense of healing that's going on right now. But once you get through that, you have your personal power back and you're in the flow and there's nothing that's stopping you. I feel that at that point, this traffic cone is lifted and that's when you have the smooth sailing here. What else can you tell us for pile number 3, please? Pile number 3's situation and divine timing. You have the 6 of Pentacles and success. Do you see what I'm saying? And I feel like this ending that we have right above success, it had to happen because I feel that not only do we have divine timing at play here, but we also have your destiny at play here. It was time for something to come to an end because I feel that you got everything that you could from this particular situation. You learned everything you could. You gave it your all. There was nothing else that you could get from the situation. And I feel that you would have just continued to put your energy into it, put your effort into it, and you wouldn't have received anything in return. And the universe is like, well, no, you deserve better than that. So you may have a shakeup that's happening in your life, and that's okay. You're going to get through this. Everything is going to be okay. And it will be just a little bit of time when you start to see everything coming together. I feel that you might quite literally have something falling in your lap when everything comes together, when you regain the sense of balance. Because if you look at this card, there's actually coins falling from the sky. I don't know if you can quite see that, but they're falling from the sky and they're falling into the dress here. And I feel like that's what's happening for you. The success will find you and you're going to be in a better place than you were before this particular thing came to an end here. All right, let's see what else we have. The 10 of Swords, yeah, something came to an end. I feel like it wasn't necessarily your choice for this to come to an end. Some of you may have made the choice, but it was kind of in the sense of things became so difficult that you really didn't have any other choice. It's like, I cannot stay in this environment anymore. I have to make a change in my life, even though I don't want to. So in a sense, yes, you made the choice, but you at the same time didn't really have a choice in that example. Now, another thing that could have happened is something could have come to an end and you didn't have any idea that it was going to come to an end. And it was quite shocking and you feel like you lost your personal power. Because here we have crown personal power and then you have the 10 of Swords here where it almost seems like a dream that you had or an idea, something came to an end because of the clouds here. And then obviously all the swords. So it feels like you feel stuck. You feel like this was an ending that you didn't welcome, but it had to happen. And this really shows us that, yeah, there's something that you need to heal from here. And so it seems to be a little bit of a tricky situation because you have divine timing at play, but also you need to heal from a particular situation. So I feel like what's happening with this is, yes, divine timing is still at play here, but you also have free will to heal or not to heal. You can stay in this position for as long as you choose, right? So I feel as soon as you lift yourself up, as soon as you heal, you clear the past and you start, looking toward the future, that's when something unexpectedly falls into your life. Just out of the blue, things shift for you and you regain not only your personal power, but a sense of balance. Victory and 6 of Wands. Do you see what I'm saying? And look at how happy this person is. It's like, yay, I'm free. I'm no longer trapped by this. Everything is coming together. And the energy that I'm getting from the 6 of Wands, not only is it victory, not only are you winning, but I feel that you start to see from a different perspective, kind of like up here, right? Everything is smooth sailing, but also this person is so far up in the air, they're getting a different perspective on this situation over here. Oh, okay. Now I'm getting the divine timing. Okay. For you, pile number 3, excuse me, there's a couple things going on with divine timing here. This ending was divine timing. And then this situation here, or something just falls into your life, this is also divine timing. This is a very complex situation you have going on here. So you have 2 things of divine timing, and then in the middle of that, you are healing and getting your power back. But when you come back, when you're healed and you're back, like look at, there's steps here. Okay, so I feel like this is the interesting journey to healing. You know, as we go through healing, sometimes it's a straight line, sometimes it's, you got to be careful where you step, right? So it just depends on how you go through that process. But what happens is you get to the top, you're healed, and then you're on top of your game again. But it's much better than where you were before. There's a reason why something came to an end, and there's a reason why it came to an end at that particular time. So for you, maybe something came to an end in March, because remember here we have March and September. And then maybe it's going to come together for you in September. Maybe for you something ended in September and it's going to come together for you in March. And that's just an example. I'm just throwing that out there. That's not for everybody, but something to think about for some of you. The 8 of Cups, yeah. Do you see what's happening here? You're walking away from something. This ending happened. This is what I was saying earlier with the ending here. I feel like, did you want to walk away from it? Probably not. Like in your heart, you knew that you had to. You knew that this was not a productive situation you were in. It was not going to take you anywhere else. Or someone said, look, you need to walk away. This isn't working. Or, you know, something is coming to an end and you have no choice but to walk away from it. So I feel at one point in time you had high hopes for this situation, but it came to a point where you really had no other choice. And it's interesting that this is below the caution, because it looks like this person's on a pier or something, and you can only walk so far before you need to get a different perspective, before you need to gather your thoughts and say, okay, do I jump into the water and clear my energy and then swim back to shore, or do I sit here for a while and figure things out? And it could have been also for some of you that once all of this happened, you had the ending and, or, you know, whatever it is, you walked away from something, whether it was by choice or someone or something said, hey, this is it, right? This is the end of the road. You may have gotten to a point where then you were overly cautious and you kind of lost interest in things because of how this came to an end. So that could be another thing going on here, where you need to clear that energy and get a different perspective on things so that you can move forward, so that you're not overly cautious. All right, then we have the Strength card. I love this for you. This is a really beautiful card, especially in this reading. Now, there's a lot of things going on here. There is a snake going up this person's leg. I don't know if you can really make that out. There's also a butterfly here, especially for your particular situation. There's also a flower, and you have this beautiful wolf here. So first of all, you're very protected. Okay, very, very protected. Something that Spirit is telling me is to tap into your intuition, because you could have like cloudiness, especially with the 10 of Swords, how there's clouds here. I feel like you have something clouding your vision, like your third eye, your vision, right? That is holding you back from moving forward. So I feel like you definitely need to get a different perspective on things. You need to understand that this ending is not the end of everything. This is actually opening up a new door for you, even though it may not look like it right now. And even though it might be annoying to hear that when you're going through it, it's like, yeah, I don't want to hear one door closes, another door opens, but I'm just the messenger, okay? I'm just telling you what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing from spirit. So you have the snake, you have the butterfly, things are changing for you. This is a new beginning for you, and it's going to work out in your favor, like highly in your favor, very, very much in your favor. Do you see what I'm talking about? You have the Ace of Cups. Look at how beautiful this energy is coming out of this cup. So not only do you heal your energy, because look at like the chakra energy right here, and it's right below rejuvenating rain. So I feel like your energy comes into balance, and this is also showing this new opportunity that is waiting for you here. Absolutely, you have a new opportunity. Oh, another thing, yeah. With this new opportunity, so yes, we saw what could be timing here. And 11 could be 11 days, 11 weeks, 11 months. Okay, so that's another thing. But the other thing that I'm getting, skull and endings, is making me think of the death card in the tarot deck. And for me personally, I sometimes with the death card get 3 to 6. So it could be 3 to 6 days, 3 to 6 weeks, 3 to 6 months, which also tracks with what I said earlier. March to September could be, it could mean that literally, or it could mean 6 to 7 months. So you definitely seem to have something that's happening, you know, somewhere in that time frame of 6, 7 months. And it doesn't, I said within, right? So it doesn't mean it's going to take 7 months to the day. It could be 6 days from now. Okay, so it's no longer than, is what it feels like right now. All right, then we have the Lover's card. Yeah, because things are coming together. Now, I feel that what has to happen in order for things to come together for you, there's a decision that you need to make. And I feel that what that decision is for you is accepting what happened, accepting this ending that happened over here, and getting your personal power back. Taking some time out, yes, healing yourself and getting perspective, possibly getting closure on the situation, getting your strength back, feeling like you're, you know, yourself again, and understanding that there's nothing at this point that you could do to change this ending that already happened, right? We can't go back in time. And so Spirit is saying to pick yourself back up, you know, dust yourself off, move forward. You have the universe, which is cheering you on, saying, hey, there's a new opportunity here. Just listen to the universe, allow downloads to come in from the universe, clear your energy so that your intuition is, you know, top notch. This is your new opportunity here. Your very next card is the Lover's card. And look, there's a snake on here with an egg. Do you see that? This is your new beginning right here. This right here is also your divine timing. It's all coming together here. There's a cup, there's a sword, there's an egg. Definitely you have the wand here. You have the little flower here. Everything's coming together for you. And you're going to realize that this new pathway, first of all, is very protected. Second of all, it was meant to be this way, because where you're going is going to be so much more fulfilling than anything would have been where you were before this ending came into play. And this right here, this little angel here, that is your divine timing. That is the universe giving you signs, giving you hints. I'm seeing numbers on like a clock, like a digital clock in synchronicity. So like the 444, the 333, things like that, that are going to kind of alert you to a new situation coming into your life. The King of Pentacles, wow, that's amazing. So the King of Pentacles is a very, very sturdy foundation. Something about where you were before, it wasn't sturdy. That's why it came to an end. So this new situation that you're going into that's relating to divine timing, it's going to provide all the nutrients that you need, so to speak. That's like metaphorically speaking. It has everything that you're looking for and more. There's great abundance where you're going. It's very, very stable. It's not going to let you down. And you will be in control of where you take this new opportunity. You will be in control of like how you direct it, so to speak. And it's gonna, I'm telling you, it's gonna offer you so much more than you ever could have had in the prior situation. And I feel that something's gonna fall into your lap. So that can be where you like where something like an opportunity literally kind of pops up out of the blue, but it could also be you getting perspective on your situation, on what happened, and not wanting to repeat that situation. And then you kind of look at things differently. You look at your life different. You look at where you're going differently. And then all of a sudden you have this light bulb moment of where you want to go from here. And then you start pursuing that particular path, and it actually is exactly what you've always wanted. You just didn't realize that there was something better than where you were before. Does that make sense? And so it's like a happy surprise, like, oh wow, if this thing never would have happened here with divine timing, then this thing over here never would have come together with divine timing. The Ten of Cups, wow, look at that. So you have the King of Pentacles, and then you have the Ten of Cups. First of all, you're going to understand that this whole thing happened for a reason. You're going to understand, okay, if the situation A didn't happen and come to an end exactly as it did, then I wouldn't have seen the situation opening with situation B. Everything's going to make sense for you. Everything's going to come together for you. You are not only back in your power, but you're on top of your game. And you feel so much comfort, so much joy. All of these things are coming together for you. And you're going to also look at this Eight of Cups card and see what you had to walk away from, see what you left behind, and see how you almost wanted to give up at that point. When you're here, you're going to be looking back at that and you're going to be saying, wow, I'm glad I didn't give up. Look at my life now. Everything is falling into place. I mean, you have the Lover's card and the Ten of Cups, things, and the King of Pentacles down here. Everything is coming together just perfectly for you. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles. This is a very interesting Eight of Pentacles, isn't it? Look at that. There's something coming from the sky. Okay, same like with the Six of Pentacles. And you're seeing an opportunity and you're reaching for it and you're grabbing it. Do you see this person is putting these flowers into the basket here? So something is coming together for you. And it's something that you've been waiting for a while. And it's finally coming together. Again, like I said, anything that was lost is being replaced, but it's being replaced with something that's more permanent, something that you have more control over. With the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, I feel for some of you this could be related to work, or it could be related to a situation where your foundation was shaken. So where you were living a very important relationship in your life. It could be romantic, it could be friendship, it could be something like that that kind of shook you to the core and made you feel like you were no longer grounded to a particular person, place, or thing. Okay, so it doesn't have to be work. I feel for some of you it is. And if it is related to work, I feel that what's happening here is you're finding your purpose, you're realizing, or you're finding a better career or a better job or something like that. You're realizing, oh, you know what? Actually, I wasn't happy where I was. But now I found this amazing new job and I'm so happy. I'm much happier than I was before. But it could be just a general situation where it shook you to your core and it made you feel off balance. It made you feel like you were no longer grounded and you didn't know where you belong anymore. And then everything slowly but surely starts to come together. And then with divine timing, you have these things that start to appear in your life where you're like, oh my gosh, look at all these opportunities. Look at these cool people I'm meeting. Look at how everything is literally falling into place for me. See, I told you. You have the death and rebirth card. I told you this was reminding me of the death card. And remember, I told you that when I actually pull the death card, I typically see when we're dealing with timing, I will get a lot of times 3 to 6. Okay, so that's very interesting. That's a confirmation again that this 3 to 6 could be very important for you. Now, the 3 to 6 can also mean months. So that could mean March. And also, wasn't this March here? Wasn't it March and September that we saw there? So again, you're getting March again. That is possible for some of you. And it could also be that something came to an end in March. It could be that something's going to happen in March. This is a timeless reading, so that's possible. And it could also be June, because 3 to 6, right? It could be March, it could be June. So just keep that in mind. But also keep this in mind. This is death and rebirth. So your rebirth is very, very powerful. And I feel like you're seeing things clearly. You're seeing something that you wouldn't have seen if this didn't come to an end. And if this didn't come to an end at the exact time that it came to an end. You have number 11 there. Very, very powerful. Let's look at your last card. 2 of Wands. Okay. The 2 of Wands, you probably have a decision to make about how you're going to move past this particular situation. I feel you actually, okay. You have a couple decisions to make. First of all, your first decision is, do you want to stay in this energy of feeling upset, feeling anxious, feeling angry about something that came to an end that perhaps you didn't have any control over, or something that you had to walk away from because it was draining all of your energy? You have free will to stay in that energy and to not heal. Remember, I was talking about this earlier. However, when you choose to heal and pick yourself up and move forward, that is when everything takes off. Remember the Strength card and the Ace of Cups, the snake here, the butterfly. And then that's when everything starts to open up for you. That's when you see things differently. That's when you start to, you get your power back, you get your passion back. And then you start to look at what opportunities are around you. Where can you go? You're starting to look at these things here falling from the sky, these opportunities. And because you're back in your personal power, because I feel that you lost possibly some of your personal power over here. And then as you went through the situation, you lost more of your personal power. But once you get it back, you're unstoppable. And once you get it back, I feel you're more discerning about people, places, and things that you allow into your life. And I feel that also is tied into this divine timing for you. And then you make decisions much clearer, and you go forward with much more confidence in knowing that you made the right decision. And that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching.